Greetings and welcome to TFT Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. And this is me, Oberon, with my weekly segment, Gothic Tarot, the collective look into the dark and shadowy sides of life, the philosophies or energies or situations that may be contributing to your emotional state of being as a goth. So we do that with several card pulls from several decks. I use the Crow's Magic Tarot, the Gothic Tarot, and the Night Sun Tarot. So let's get started with our first card, which is from the Crow's Magic Tarot. And we're looking for your dark gift. The insights, talents, skills, things about you that set you apart, give you an edge, better situate you in the world. The dark gift. It's the Page of Wands upright. Your ability to impart messages, to communicate, to present a good side of things is that gift, that ability to relate to others, even if they can't quite relate to you. You're able to proceed, perhaps even incognito in a way. Now that would be more in line with the goth kind of personality. I think you're a messenger to some people. I think you're bringing the news or the information they want to hear that helps lift them out of their own darkness, or just merely position themselves within it. So then I move on to the Gothic Tarot. And I'm pulling two cards from that one. To represent one concept. What are your dark struggles? What are the challenges or the things that will limit your energy or your ability to project energy? What keeps you working against your own tide or not with the tide you should be? The Knight of Cups upright. Three of Swords upright. Well, it's funny how these cards can go together sometimes. I mean it seriously. The Knight of Cups talks about the coming or going of something possibly romantic, or certainly about things that are pleasurable. But the Three of Swords maybe really draws it into the romantic area, as in a separation, a heartbreak, something painful, something that really makes you look at love differently. And I'm thinking that this could be a number of things, but maybe what it really says is you struggle with being able to express your emotionality, to move forward in love. You are perhaps too held back or challenged by an old pain, an old separation or breakup, or a dissolution to a marriage or a relationship. And so this is what you struggle with, is trying to move beyond that, because it just seems like something keeps you there. And I don't know if that's the energy of the Knight of Cups. Normally that would move you towards something else. But I feel this Knight of Cups is keeping you there, that you're not able to grow because you're not really moving beyond this heartache. And so that really is your struggle. Now finally, for the final three cards, I'm going to use the Night Sun Tarot. And we're drawing three cards. The first one is the Dark Truth, a reality that you must accept, although its messages may be pretty unpleasant to you. Seven of Swords. Upright. The dark truth is that deep inside yourself, you're no one's fool, and you know that maybe you are playing a long game. You have a sense of covertness about you in these matters, or for at least this week of this reading, where you may feel drawn to using whatever methods you can to get your agenda across. And so a lot of times that Seven of Swords talks about a certain level of cleverness, a certain level of planning, possibly even a certain level of duplicity or deceptiveness. And so you would just have to ask yourself, is that the truth or the reality you want to be a part of too? To feel that sometimes you have to use some amount of deceit or trickery in order to achieve your agendas. So then following that, the next card is the Dark Sacrifice. And that sacrifice represents the kind of sorrows or things you may have to give up in order to achieve what you're really trying to get. And it's the Nine of Cups. It's so interesting that we're getting all these cups in the reading. And so, as sad as it may seem, the dark sacrifice is your wish, is your hope, is the things that make your life pleasant, the things you enjoy the most. The Nine of Cups is the wish card, but it can also represent all those kind of things that you enjoy in life. And these are mostly emotionally based, material based things. They're not necessarily abstract things. They're things that you can hold in your hand to some degree, or that you can really feel, you know, the love of somebody else, that kind of thing. And so I'm going to tell you that this is what's on the chopping block. This is the thing that can bring you sorrow, because you may have to give it up. You may have to give up this idea of that perfection or that ultimate wish happening to you. Can you do that? And then finally, the dark redemption. What you will realize, what you will understand when this is over. It's the Eight of Swords. It's upright. And what you will understand is that you yourself are holding yourself to those ideas, whether it's the covert deceit behaviors, or whether it's having to give up on something you really care about, or not being able to move on to certain relationships or certain truly heartfelt things. It's really up to you to make that realization and move beyond that, to step beyond this cage that is a cage of your own making. So that's Goth Tarot for this week. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'm very drawn to producing one more card, not a dark theme in your life, but just a one card for the coming year. It doesn't mean it's the whole year, it just sort of sets the tone for the year. Let's say that way. What are we going into this new Goth year? And for that, I'm going to use a deck I've rarely used, but I think it's fitting. It's the Guillermo del Toro Tarot. And of course, if you don't know, Guillermo del Toro is the director and producer, innovator of many incredibly fantastic movies, phantasmagoric perhaps. They tend to border into the supernatural and even horror realms, but the imagery is incredibly layered, so much thought, so much deepness. So I'm going to use this deck, which tends to use imagery from his many works. And we're saying this is how we are going into the new Goth year. So this is how we're going into the new Goth year. The Devil. Del Toro's Devil. And I would say, don't be complacent in this new Goth year. The Devil sort of shows us as accepting a certain bond. Remember what I said about this card here? The bonds that we can escape ourselves if we try, or if we just understand that. I think this is really what this is saying. This is a year for you to really look at and challenge what it is that holds you back, because it's probably yourself, and you have to really put that into perspective. So that's what I have for all you, my Goth darlings, and Happy New Year. We will see you in the new year again, and we will have more Goth fun. Take care, everyone.